We need to bail out your brother again, and besides, you're the responsible one. You'll figure it out.
Would you give money to parents who stole your entire college fund? Because that's exactly what mine just asked me to do. $50,000 gone to fix my brother's mistakes. And now karma has come knocking. Stick around because what happens next will shock you. My name is Sarah, and I'm 28 years old. Growing up, I always knew my brother Daniel was the favorite. He was the charming one, the athlete, the one who could do no wrong in my parents' eyes. Meanwhile, I was just there, the quiet daughter who got straight A's, worked part-time jobs since I was 16, and never caused any trouble. When I was 10, my grandparents set up college funds for both of us, $50,000 each. They made my parents promise the money would only be used for our education. My parents swore up and down they'd never touch it. Fast forward to senior year of high school, I got accepted into my dream college with a partial scholarship. I was so excited to finally use my college fund for the remaining tuition, room, and board. I had worked so hard for this. But Daniel, he barely graduated high school, partied his way through community college for one semester, then dropped out to pursue his music career. Spoiler alert, his music career was him playing guitar in our parents' garage and smoking weed with his deadbeat friends. 2 weeks before I was supposed to start college, I sat down with my parents to discuss accessing my college fund. That's when my mom got this weird look on her face. She glanced at my dad, and I immediately knew something was wrong. "Honey," she said, "we need to talk about the money." Turns out Daniel had racked up $30,000 in credit card debt. He'd maxed out 5 cards, buying equipment for his band, partying, and God knows what else. The collectors were calling. He was about to get sued. And my parents had taken money from my college fund to pay off his debt. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. "How much?" I asked. "About $35,000, my dad mumbled. $35,000 out of my money my grandparents had set aside for my education. But it gets worse. They'd also used $10,000 from Daniel's fund, which meant he still had $40,000 left, and I had $15,000, not even enough for 1 year of college. When I started crying, you know what my mom said? "Sarah, you're so responsible. You'll get loans, you'll work it out. But Daniel, he needed help. He's going through a tough time." A tough time? He'd been going through a tough time his entire life, and I was always the one paying for it. I went to college anyway, but it was brutal. I took out massive student loans, over $60,000 by the time I graduated. I worked 2 jobs while taking a full course load. I lived in the cheapest housing, ate ramen for most meals, and watched my classmates have the normal college experience I should have had. Meanwhile, Daniel moved back into my parents' house, rent-free. They bought him a new car because his old one wasn't reliable. They paid for his phone, his insurance, everything. And when he decided he wanted to go back to community college, they paid for that too, with his remaining college fund, of course, the money that was still sitting there untouched. Every time I came home for holidays, I had to watch them baby him while I was drowning in debt and exhaustion. And every time I brought up the money, they'd say, "We did what we had to do as parents. You'll understand one day." I graduated with honors, got a great job in marketing, and moved across the country. I sent obligatory birthday cards and showed up for major holidays, but that was it. I was done being the family's backup plan. Here's where it gets good. 5 years later, last month actually, my phone rings. It's my dad. He says they need to talk to me about something important. Turns out, my parents are broke. Dad's retiring, and they discovered their retirement savings are nowhere near what they thought. Mom's had some health issues with expensive medical bills. And get this, they've been still supporting Daniel, who at 33 years old has yet to hold down a real job for more than 6 months. They need help, financial help. They were hoping I could invest in the family home to help them avoid foreclosure. They needed $40,000. I let the silence hang for a good 10 seconds. "Sarah," my dad said, "did you hear me?" "I heard you," I said. "Let me ask you something. Where's Daniel's college fund money? The $40,000 he never used." More silence. He went through some tough times. We helped him with a business investment that didn't pan out. And so you gave him more money, I said, the money that was supposed to be protected. And now you want me to bail you out? "Sarah, we're family," my mom chimed in. She was crying. "We raised you. We sacrificed for you." "Sacrificed?" I actually laughed. "You stole my college fund. You made me take on crushing debt so Daniel could keep failing upward. I worked myself to the bone while he lived rent-free in your house for years. And now you want me to hand over $40,000?
Here's the thing
About being the responsible one in a toxic family. They mistake your reliability for unlimited forgiveness. They think you'll always be there to clean up their messes because you always have been. But there's a difference between being responsible and being a doormat, and I finally learned where that line is. My grandparents set up that college fund to give me opportunities. My parents stole that from me to enable my brother's failures, and now they're facing the consequences of prioritizing the wrong child for 30 years. So what would you do if your parents stole your college fund? Would you help them now? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. And if you've got a family drama story that tops this, drop it in the comments. Your story might be featured next. Don't forget to subscribe to Auntie Grace's Voices for more toxic family stories every Tuesday and Friday. Hit that notification bell so you never miss the drama. Thanks for watching, and remember, family isn't just about blood, it's about respect.